Rosemary, I have some good news.
What is it, Dawson?
Snake News just got an ad revenue deal from Snake Enterprises.
Oh, yay, I guess?
Now, I may not be the sharpest tool in the crayon box, but even I can tell that wasn't genuine. Are you not happy to see my news station succeed?
Sure, it's not that cool. We all have news stations with different audiences.
I wouldn't say the real deal is a news station, more of an example of what happens when you give raccoons internet access.
No, I'm not talking about Real Deal. I'm talking about my totally original, do not steal news station, Miniature Donkey News.
What? Hello everyone and welcome back to The Real Deal,
And Miniature Donkey News.
Ball State's premier entertainment news network. I'm your host, Dawson.
And I'm Rosemary, also the host of Miniature Donkey News.
Rosemary, would you stop trying to plug your rip-off news station? It's not even that clever, like Snake News is. Miniature Donkey News is the stupidest idea since sliced bread.
It's not an idea if it exists. Miniature Donkey News, or MDN as we donkers call it, has 30 whole subscribers, and only half of them are bots.
Snake News has listeners from all 3,500 species of snakes.
Can snakes even hear?
Well, technically, snakes...
So no, then. They can't hear, meaning that you have no listeners.
Actually, all the Wizards of Winterhold and the members of the Galactic Trade Federation listen to Snake News, and a disproportionate amount of Germans after that one episode.
2 of those are fictional, and the other one is a lie.
Germany is totally real.
Not what I meant, but whatever. Snake News isn't the second coming of Christ. How about you come to terms with that while we cut to the first segment?
Wow, I can't believe I'm actually here, doing this, giving my senior speech. 4 years ago, I joined The Real Deal during peak COVID. I remember being so lonely and isolated, but The Real Deal was what kept me going. This was the first time I felt like I really belonged here at Ball State. Throughout my 4 years at The Real Deal, I have done nearly every position at some point, from host to head writer to executive producer, and even filling in on crew producer, talent producer, podcast producer, social media, treasury. Genuinely, I think the only thing I didn't do at some point was post-production. I was lucky enough to start the Real D&D podcast, and I have hopes that it will continue in the future without me here. The Real Deal has meant more to me than words can explain. It has given me so much, and I will never be able to repay that. But, as I sign off, I just want to thank every person who has ever been a part of The Real Deal, past, present, and future. I would like to thank everyone I've ever worked with in The Real Deal. All of us producers just trying the best to keep this club afloat. Sam and Drew, thank you for being the best executive producers that I could ask for. And of course, I've got to give a little shout out to Michael Jefferson for being a great faculty advisor. I see great things in The Real Deal's future, and I can't wait to watch it from afar. Just remember, you'll always have a loyal subscriber in me. This is Kat Weber, signing off for the last time.
Right, so, episode stuff. Now that the Miniature Donkey News situation has been resolved.
Resolved?
Yes, resolved. I've decided it's insignificant.
Insignificant?
Yes, as in not worth talking about?
That is offensive.
So is comparing Miniature Donkey News to Snake News, but you still did that.
Dawson, Snake News is just you lying to a camera. How can comparing it to a legitimate news source be offensive?
How dare you drag the brand of Snake News through the mud? That is slander, and you'll be hearing from my lawyers. Snake News is a legitimate source for education and news of all serpentine variety.
What? Lawyers? You have lawyers, plural?
Rosemary, I wear 3-piece suits to school almost every day, regardless of the weather conditions. Of course I have a lawyer. Now, on to the next segment while I call all of them.
Hello, I've actually never been on camera, but I've been a part of Real Deal for I think 3 years. It gets confusing because I joined during COVID and ended up not going in person one of the semesters at all. I'm Sam and this is my senior goodbye. I will say, just in terms of being a Ball State student, I lucked out. I came into college undecided and went here because of an undecided students program that they have. and I found media production and lucked out that Ball State is one of the best schools for it. At the Real Deal itself, I've had so many opportunities to try things out and learn. I started just being on crew and getting to know the flow and the people, but even at the time that first semester, I had an interest in learning to edit. I was asked and encouraged to apply for crew producer going into my junior year, but we had some people change their plans, and we had an opening for post-production producer. I took it even though at the time I had learned next to no editing and how to use Premiere, so I very much learned trial by fire style and quickly grew to love editing. Shout out to Drew, our EP last year, who helped explain some of the nuance I had yet to learn. Then going into this year, I had the opportunity to fill an EP role, and while I was unable to be in person at times due to other commitments, I was able to do a lot of behind-the-scenes logistical things and help the organization through a strange transition time as they updated our control room. Through it all, I have been grateful for the opportunity to try my hands at lots of different things and discover and confirm my love for editing, as well as learn how a producer operates within an organization. Thank you to Kat for being a wonderful co-EP, and shout out to the rest of the producers and crew and writers and everyone else involved for rolling with the punches as things shifted for us. Can't wait to see what happens next. Bye.
Dawson, what the hell?
What?
While the segment was playing, someone came up to me and said I won the lottery, but needed my name to confirm they were giving it to the right person.
Oh, awesome. Congratulations.
No, not congratulations. When I gave them my name, they handed me a file and told me I'd been served. You're actually suing me over this?
Rosemary, if our time as hosts together should have taught you anything about me, it's that I am a very literal person that never tells jokes or lies on camera.
Yeah, okay, sure thing, pal. Up next on Miniature Donkey News, known cat kicker and snake news anchor Dawson Blankenbuehler-Lee is fraudulently suing his co-host after he got his feelings hurt.
There's nothing fraudulent about it. You said something I disagreed with, so I'm suing you. But if you really have a problem with this, just have your lawyers countersue.
Dawson, we've been over this. I don't have the money for lawyers. I dropped a tax bracket like 2 episodes ago. Plus, that's not how lawsuits work. I'm not doing anything illegal. If anything, I'm helping people by warning them of your lies.
Sounds like a load of horse pucky to me. Unlike Snake News, which is a totally 100% legitimate source that has never once lied to the public.
You have probably never said anything true on Snake News, ever. My team of loyal donkers spend hours researching. Do you even have a news team?
I am the news team.
Yeah, sure thing. In your dreams, buddy.
What? How did you know?
I was joking. Wait, do you actually get your news stories from your dreams?
Yeah, no. I plead the fifth. Quick, next segment. Get me out of here.
Look, we have finally made it to the senior episode. This late in the school year, as for many of us, we get asked more often than not if we have something lined up after graduation or what we plan on doing when we are done here until we find a job. Honestly, I'm more tired of hearing these questions than I am doing schoolwork at this point. Right now, I see graduating is like trying to hide in the corner while playing dodgeball as a kid, or in my case, even still as an adult at work. Not really wanting to get out of the corner, but you get yelled at to come out because you are too good to be hiding in the corner. I am happy to be graduating and will definitely miss the fun part of college life, but I am just as scared as hiding in that corner as to see what the real world has to offer. As I am getting ready to leave BSU, I can only say that I am not the same person that walked in 2.5 years ago. However, I am going back to a town that knew me once as a completely different person. I can't wait for the day I get to leave that town that I was born and raised in and go into a new town and have another fresh start. However, I will definitely take my experiences and friends here at BSU wherever I go in life and won't take anything that I've gained here at Ball State for granted. On a side note, the only advice I have for your real dealers is to remember to wear your sunscreen so you don't end up like me.
You're still here.
Yeah, I need the set for Snake News.
You need the set for presenting your dreams as facts.
Yes, but no, quick, cut to the next segment.
There are no other segments.
Blast. Final words.
No, Dawson, not yet. We need to settle this lawsuit before it goes to court and I drop another tax bracket.
I don't see any reason for that. You dropping a tax bracket seems like an absolute win.
What? No, that is not a win. Me living in a cardboard box is not a win.
Why wouldn't it be? If you're outside all day, you get to see the snakes. My totally legitimate news station gets to say what it wants without any regard for the consequences, and you get to hang out with snakes. Win-win.
Okay, fine. But if I go out onto the street, then who's going to be a co-host with you? John T. Snakesworth?
Don't be ridiculous. John T. Snakesworth is too busy to host a news show.
Exactly. You need me. You need Miniature Donkey News. Admit it.
Fine, I'll dismiss the case and we can get on to the final words, but I get creative control over MDN.
You'd like that, wouldn't you, Snake Boy?
Good morning, afternoon, or evening, and welcome back to Snake News. Today on Snake News, politics and inflammatory statements that will make you and your family angry. There have been two major political parties in the United States since the 1820s, although there are numerous smaller parties. There are three branches of government: the judicial, legislative, and executive branches, each with their own functions. There is a secret fourth branch that controls the amount of cheese released into the general population. It is able to stay secret because it is unnamed. If the president dies, the vice president becomes president, then the Speaker of the House, then the president pro tempore of the Snake, until eventually it reaches Chief Clancy Wiggums. Sometimes Congress takes recess to visit a local ice cream parlor and discuss Senate drama while intentionally leaving out the House because they aren't cool enough. Headlines are often written by the shadow government. Eagles used to be a symbol of tyranny, but the propaganda branch of the Supreme Court has changed that. Oatmeal! That's all the time we have for today. If today's politics have upset you, try going out in the street and jumping up and down, stomping both feet simultaneously whilst screaming at the top of your lungs. Remember to tune back in for more updates on snake or non-snake related subjects. This has been Dawson on Snake News, signing off. Have a nice snake.
I personally don't feel the need to tell you all about Miniature Donkey News. I won't beg for viewers. Those who get it, and those who don't really deserve to. Instead, I wanted to talk about something different. Love for Our Elders is an organization dedicated to spreading love and appreciation. I figured it was fitting, seeing as this episode is dedicated to showing love and appreciation for our old people, our seniors. I'm very grateful for the seniors who have given me, and the rest of the Real Deal, the opportunity to grow within this club, and it would not have been possible without them. But anyway, Love for Our Elders helps real old people. Their website has a whole list swapped out each month of elders you can write a letter to. Each person has a bio submitted by one of their loved ones, talking about what they like to do or what they're like. For example, I wrote a letter to John, who loves things like dogs, cars, and good-looking women. Not really sure why that would be relevant. I guess I could have had him rate me or something. I don't know. Some of the bios are just a little bit TMI. I feel like I don't really need to know that Martha was cheated on 30 years ago. Hi, Martha. I heard that you're really sad and need to talk to someone because everyone that loves you left you and now you live alone in a retirement home. I think I would rather rot in that retirement home than have my business aired out online like that. I am still writing to them all, though, and I would recommend it. Shout out John, Dorothy, Jeff with a G, Judy, Martha, Joan, Bill, Nancy, and Jan. Hope you enjoy. And I hope you viewers enjoy your week, and see you next time.
Well, that does it for this week's episode. If you'd like to hear more from The Real Deal, Snake News,
Or Miniature Donkey News.
or Miniature Donkey News, then follow us on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook. See you next week for the season finale. I'm your host, Dawson.
Also known as Snake Boy. And I'm Rosemary.
Queen Donker.